Hello everyone, this is Menz here playing the T-62a here on Carlisle Assault. Now, this match ends up being pretty damn awesome. I get an Ace Tanker Award, Confederate, High Caliber. Really, I rack up the damage here and also get quite a bit of assist damage to be able to push me over, like a Mastery Badge First Class and whatnot, to be able to get that Ace Tanker. Alright, so approaching this, they have 3 mediums, fast heavy tank, and a girl 15. Girl's probably going to sit in the back. Don't get me wrong. Usually DDs sit back here. But you never know. They have pretty fast tanks, though. Even though I'm a TD, or, sorry, even though I'm a medium, I am not a TD, I'm going to push pretty hard up here. Because really, you never know. This has a decent amount of armor. Doesn't have the best gun depression compared to other Russian tier 10 mediums, but I'm at least going to push hard up here because a lot of times with mediums, faster tanks, enemy, they spawn down here and they push hard. And typically you find, more heavier tanks up here. You still find mediums, but a lot of times, they push down here. That's at least what I see. So until I see something that's really going to give me some trouble, I'm going to play this pretty hard up here. And the Grill 15 surprises me. I'm like, oh shit, why is he up here? But he's not facing me, and really I don't know what he's trying to do there. He's got no armor. He gets a big hit on the Bulldog, but he's, trying to fight with a tank with no armor, and doesn't really work out too well there for him. The 5120, he bites dust pretty quickly for our tank supporting me back here. And really, I didn't like that the Centurion pushed up like that, taking the hit, but at least we get the Grill out. And at this point, the match, except for that Grill being up there, which surprised me, he would have been better off staying in the back. It's going the way I thought. We have a lot of tanks up here. They're Batchat, T-30, other Batchat, 113, TVP. They're all just piling in down there, which, can work, but if you lose one whole flank down here, it doesn't help you out too much. Now, fortunately for us, there are 3 tanks back here, kind of, didn't really help out. There are 2 tanks that had pushed up, which WZ, it probably wasn't his fault. He probably came from a different spawn area. But, the other 2, they probably should have helped out a little bit. 50B freaking rolls right over that guy. And at this point, we have a lot of people up here, and we lost everybody in the southern corner. So I'm going to head up, straight through the middle here, try to spot, get some damage. And, the T-30, he's pissed, but hey, we want to flank, they want to flank. But fortunately for us, it's hard for them to push through here, and they're just going to get nailed from the side, which is what you want to prevent. So now the Yag Tiger being out here did catch me a little bit off guard, but fortunately for me, he kind of pops back and I'm able to start taking shots, because really, as an enemy team, or even if you're on this flank pushing, you really got to make it up here and capture this zone to be able to take shots back into the center of the map and pin the enemy away from you. If you don't do that, it's really tough to hold or defend this spot when you really only have 20% of the map or so. But I almost have full HP here. I'm at 1933 HP out of 1950. But really, at this point, the enemy, they're pretty much screwed. Now we do have a lot of tanks sitting back in the base here, taking long range shots, so they have a small little chance to make it close. But being in the T-62a full HP has come a point here where I'm just pushing up until I have shots, and really there's not too much to worry about. The Centurion's coming up with me. I am worried about the T-30 hitting me, but outside of these couple misses, the T-62a's DPM comes into effect here, and you just start chewing through them, and As long as I don't drown myself, I'll be fine. But really the bulk of this match came down to this early part where I dove out here in the beginning, got a couple shots on the grill. 5120 took a huge hit and died, and that was kind of the deciding factor. If we had played that slow, our team kind of camped, might have went a little bit differently. But it's better to push out and take spots, even though you might run into a huge ball of mediums there and die. It's still better than sitting in the back, or a lot of people push across here and try to spot and then die early on. You push the important spots, prevent the enemy from taking as much ground as they want, and more often than not it pays off. As long as you keep an eye on the enemy team and their makeup, you can sometimes predict it pretty damn close to what they're gonna do. We're at the end here. I don't know where the bat chat went to. I'm guessing he's reloading, but at the same time, it definitely out of any chances to win here, but still leaving your guy out there to die alone. At least, even if I was loading, I'd position myself here and kind of, keep us from pushing as hard into that WZ. But yeah, for whatever reason, he decides to pull all the way back and try to make his last stand, which probably turns out a little worse for him here. Like, I think he got one, maybe two damaging shots off. But all in all, pretty nice match. Worked out almost perfectly for our team as far as execution. And yeah, T-62a, I like it over the other Russian mediums. It does sacrifice a little bit, but it is pretty sturdy. The gun on it's excellent. You have pretty good camouflage values, mobility. You just don't have, as much gun depression, or, it has a little bit less armor than, what is it, like the 430, but all around, it's probably my favorite Russian tier 10 medium. Now, end game screen here, ace tanker, Confederate, high caliber. Second screen here, I easily beat out the second person in the match there. And that the bat chats on the enemy team did do a lot of damage, but obviously it wasn't that useful, because it definitely, their team probably died, like a few of them to 113. Bat chat AP and Yag Tiger didn't do any damage. It's just picking the wrong spots, and fortunately for our team, we played a little bit more as a group there, especially in the beginning. And then the final screen, 5,700 damage, a lot of it coming within 300 meters, so pretty close up. I only blocked 710 damage, and I assisted with nearly 3,800 damage. I think a lot of that came from the AMX 5120, and then a little bit later on, spotting across the center of the map. Kind of sucks that replays don't show you the overlays that they have in the game now. Kind of a bummer that they don't have that, but all in all, pretty damn good match here. And T-62a, if you're looking for a Russian tank to get, usually I would say the T-62a is probably the best one to go for first. I know a lot of people like the Object 140, and the new overmatch mechanics are probably going to help that a little bit, but outside of the gun depression, 62a is, it's pretty fun to play. You just don't want to get in brawls with high alpha tanks. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Thanks again for sticking around here till the end. But hopefully I'll see you guys on a couple of my live streams. I live stream here on YouTube at least 4 times a week. You can catch that right on my main channel page, or even on wattguru.com. That's right on the home page whenever I'm streaming. Otherwise, thanks again for watching, and hopefully you have a good day. See you around.